Yo, Keefe D, don't tell me you goddamn cheddar bobbed yourself, you big dummy. I ain't gonna lie on this one, man. Keefe D, you might be the world's dumbest criminal. You see, it's one thing to be a fool. It's another thing to be an old fool. And that's all you just proved to us. Now, while I find you very, very entertaining, your ass should have never been in front of no camera. Now, y'all know about Keefe D, Compton street legend, Crip, the one who involved himself in the Diddy and Tupac bad boy death row beef. He was basically the Crip muscle behind Diddy whenever he came to the West Coast. We gonna get into that in another video, but it looks like all the fame that he was looking for came to catch up on him, and now he's facing life in prison for the murder of Tupac, and it's all because it's self-inflicted. So let's talk about some of the key 5 mistakes that I found that Keefe D made. I never thought this was intelligent for him to keep talking about this in interview after interview, but you know niggas will do anything for that check. So his first mistake would be doing the actual crime. Yep, you supposed to be the OG. Your nephew, Orlando Anderson, got packed out by Tupac and the Death Row crew. I understand y'all wanted some get back. Ain't no damn rapper finna be just putting their hands on no straight gangsters. And now you're paying for it. Everybody else is dead and you're the last one standing. And in that situation, you being the oldest, you could have said, nah, we'll figure another way to handle it. But instead, not only did you encourage it, you led the troops. You handed the gun to Orlando Anderson. You watched the murder. Number 2, this might be your biggest mistake. Got arrested years later for drug trafficking, and you took an Alford plea in return that you give information about the people and your friends, your homies who killed Tupac, which seemed like a sweet deal because you're the one that's the only one living. I don't care what Boosie say. If everybody dead, I'm running my mouth. The problem is though, your legal representation didn't tell your big head ass the difference between an Alford plea and an immunity. Now let me help y'all out. The Alford plea is just a guilty plea entered by the defendant as a plea bargain without actually admitting guilt, right? So in certain cases, you could take a guilty plea but say that you're only doing that because you're afraid of the consequences, not because you're actually guilty. And they call that queen for the day, where basically you can let out any information you want, all and every information that you know, in return that you won't go to jail. That's what Keefe D did on his drug trafficking charge. But he went around as if he had immunity. Immunity is when they say that you are protected and exempt from your cases and you cannot be charged in anything that you've already been charged for. That's what Keefe D thought he had, and that's why Keefe D felt like he could go around doing interviews, collecting bread off of Tupac's murder, which leads us to his third mistake. You ain't nothing but an old gangster clout chaser, and social media, like many of these old people, is really kicking their ass. These interviews that you did, listen, legendary, funny dude. I literally would cry listening to you cussing out Boosie, but all you were doing was just setting the platter for the feds or for the state of Las Vegas to come get you. You gotta understand, this murder happened 27 years ago. It wasn't no clear 4K cameras. You got away with the body. And you all on the Art of Dialogue, Vlad TV, doing interviews talking crazy. Which then, number 4 might be actually one of your biggest mistakes. You wrote a book. I even listened to the book on Audible. Boy, you have lost your everlasting mind. Where are your friends? How are you the OG? You are the blind that's leading the blind. You detailing everything in the book. You crazy. And then last but not least, number 5, took life for granted. You are a 60-year-old man. You got away with the body, scotch-free. You were supposed to be sitting back, chilling, getting fat, eating strawberries on a beach somewhere, but you still want to be a gangbanger at 60 years old. You're literally as old as my mother. And if my mother was gangbanging and admitting to crimes that she committed back in the day, I would tell her you've lost your absolute mind. You were supposed to be sitting your old gap-toothed, big-headed, smelly ass down somewhere enjoying life. Now you about to be in the department in the corrections of Las Vegas with them West Coast gangsters. You was just talking about Boosie, saying, hey, if you don't do 10, something wrong. But what about you? How many years you gotta do or it's gonna be wrong? I'm anxious. What's gonna be your defense? You've literally said everything. What is your lawyer gonna tell tell you. There's no argument that you can make. The feds was like, no, hold on. Let him keep talking. Let him keep doing interviews because he might say something else that we can use. And you didn't even think it all the way through. So good luck, Keefe D. You were a very entertaining guy. You might be living the rest of your last days in prison. I'm sure you lived a full life where you enjoyed a lot of things. When I read your book, you've seen stuff that the average man didn't see. But that's not how I want to go out. I don't think nobody wants to go out how Keefe D went out. A 60-year-old man about to be in prison for the rest of his life. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Do y'all agree with the mistakes? Do y'all think Keefe D is a damn fool? Where do y'all rank this on the self-snitching list? Let me know, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. We out, baby. Ooh. Just LaFlair.
It's him.